shall again discern between the righteous and the wicked, between one who serves God and one who does not serve him. Campaign of Israel at the Temple of Solomon. Elizabeth suffered with severe depression following the death of her mother. She was devastated because the only person who she trusted and cared for was no longer there.
I remember I didn't sleep for maybe 2-3 weeks. I didn't eat either. Didn't want to eat anything, so I'd gotten like really small. It was just like getting by, if that makes sense. When you're with people, you feel good because I'm busy. At that time, I used to be a banker, so I was always busy with customers and doing stuff, and I kind of threw myself into my job, this way it can numb me and I don't feel the loss of her. I have some things that belong to her, like her living room set. So when I want to feel close to her, I used to just go in there and just sit and talk as though she's there, like share whatever is going on in my life, and say, I know if you were here, this wouldn't be happening. And I was going through everything by myself. I would pray, I would talk to God, but I was still very far from him. Definitely, I knew I was far from him from all the things that I was going through. I was angry, just very angry.
Her depression only grew worse. One night, after not being able to sleep, she came across the Universal Church program on television. She didn't hesitate to call because she knew this was her way out. And not too long after, she came to the church.
I realized I wasn't getting the guidance that I needed from the church that I used to attend, and I was getting it more at the Universal Church. So then I made the Universal Church my main church. I learned from coming to the church and through the chain of prayer that depression was spiritual, and understand more of what it means. It's not just about going to church, singing a song, being involved in the church, but it's more than that, and it's more about my relationship with God.
Coming to the Universal Church, she started to see a change in her life, and she understood the only way to overcome depression was by receiving the Holy Spirit.
We had a campaign actually coming up, Campaign of Israel coming up. That Campaign of Israel, I placed God on top of everything. I just knew that I wanted my situation to change. I wanted a better life. I knew that what I was experiencing wasn't it, because I knew I wasn't happy. And I was there. I've already gotten baptized. And one day we had a service. Pastor was praying, and I'm there praying as well, seeking the Holy Spirit and just really throwing myself in. I was baptized with the Holy Spirit, and that's when I knew that I would be okay. It's not feeling okay, like, oh, I feel good. No, it's not that. I had that confidence and that assurance that I'll be good. I was just happy. I was a happy person. I wasn't depressed anymore, and I would sleep better.
She received the greatest blessing, which was a communion with God.
Put God first, and everything else that you're asking for or you're seeking, it will unfold. I still, up until this day, make all my sacrifices when it comes up. So I would say, plunge in, go for it. Ask for what it is that you are seeking. You've tried everything else, so what do you have to lose? Go ahead and try.
Through Elizabeth's faith in the Campaign of Israel, her life is transformed. Campaign of Israel at the Temple of Solomon.